Okay, welcome to all of you for the second session today. Now we have with us our head of the department, Professor S. Vishwanath Raj Garu. Okay, sir, on behalf of ACPR, we are very much privileged to have you here for your presentation. Thank you, sir. Now you can start the session.
Good morning, you all. Today, we are going to discuss related to an art of research publication. We are all aware of that how to write a research paper. The similar kind of passion, you need to write a project report. I think you know how to write a project report, or a thesis, or a dissertation. The nomenclature, depending upon the level of the studies only. When you are studying BTech, I think you might be using the nomenclature is a project report writing. And when you are doing the PhD, MTech, during that time I think you might be calling by the nomenclature is a thesis. And when you go for the PhD, in that, there we are calling by the name of dissertation. So these are the nomenclatures are there. But the style of writing more or less similar. Only the thing is we need to project our idea in a deeper way. That is what we need to do. When we are working for the BTech project, just implementation part. When we are working for the MTech project, what little bit creativity. When we are working for the PhD, little what about more than that means innovation. So this is the way of what about project report for any level of student. So as with respect to that, today we are going to discuss how to write a research paper. Once we could able to write a research paper, then it could be easy to write a project report or a dissertation also. So what are the things we need to add in a project report or a thesis? This is what we are going to discuss in today's session. So this, let us see, what is the importance of research publication? Why we have to concentrate much on the research publication? When we will have a degree, with that degree, if I could apply for the research project, we could not able to get a funding. Why? The reason is what? Everyone has a degree. How they can pick you? They will pick on the basis of your credentials. What the credentials that I will have a degree. Apart from that, I should get what about qualitative research publications. If I could have that qualitative research publication, then there could be possibility for getting the project funding. The other people can choose you easily. Among the n number of people, that means you are going to get a project funding. For the sake of that, we have to concentrate on the research publication. Because of you see that everyone is getting degree nowadays in India. The degree is easy to get it. But the publication is also nowadays it is easy. You see, if you give a chance to me, I could able to publish 24 hours within a 24 hours. 24 publications within the 24 hours. That is there in the India. So what we need to do, we have to focus on the qualitative manner rather than concentrating on the quantitative manner. This is what we have to discuss. For the improvement of the quality, we should follow some of the conditions. What the things are required, how to improve the quality of the research publication. This is what we should much concentrate. Once if you publish your qualitative paper, the other person can review or can read your paper and they can easily to identify you. Oh, so-and-so person is doing a lot of work, so he is the right person. They could able to identify you and they could able to call you for the invited talks or like that is also one kind of recognition we are going to get. Once if you get a recognition, by that you are going to get a lot of relation. By the relation you can get a funding projects also. This is what we. I think those days are gone. Only simple talking, simple discussion, simple things. But now we have to focus on the innovative process. Okay, this is what we need to concentrate. So not a research publication or a thesis or a project report or a dissertation. See, what are the things we need to concentrate on when we are writing the paper or a research project, okay, or any project report? You see here, the importance of a paper or thesis writing skills. So we have to focus much on the importance of the paper. And then we should follow some template. A template means you know that when you are writing a report, even case study of the Sri Krishna committee, they have been applied this kind of fashion only. What is that? A template only. They might be divided into 7 chapters, and again, each chapter they have been given some description like that. Some template they have might be followed. Similarly, we also have to follow some kind of template. This is a common format, sir. Because why should I follow this? It is recognized by everyone. Once if it is recognized by everyone, they could able to understand what the content is there inside of the paper. For the sake of that, you have to follow the template. And I have taken some example, but this I could not able to discuss because of this is a sample which is relevant to the research publication, but it takes another 1.5 hours, so that I will be going to covering first 2 things, and the remaining we could get a chance I can discuss, otherwise we could discuss on that. Okay. So let us see here, when planning to write any paper or thesis, the first question that must ask is study of sufficient interest to the profession that it warrants writing a paper or thesis. What we need to do when we are when we are going to start the paper, we are thinking about in our mind. Then what we are thinking, whether we have sufficient information or not. That is not the correct. What we have to do, when we have an initial idea, immediately start the writing of the process. Then you may get a 1 by 1. Don't wait for the full-fledged information. You can wait for the full-fledged information. Somebody can get the idea, the same idea they could able to present it immediately. So what we need to do, we should be always in the first place. What the ideas I have, that idea how to present it. That means belongs to me only. Otherwise, could be belongs to some other next. So that what we have to do. When we have the idea, we need to start the writing. When I am asking the question to the student or a teacher or any professor or any other kind of researcher, what is the question is that? Why am I writing? Why am I writing? You see that. The honest answer is what is see that. Maybe that a paper or a thesis or a project report is required for reasons to do with the career advancement of or partial fulfillment of the degree, you see that. When I am putting a query to the student, what is saying student, you know that. That is what you see that partial fulfillment of the degree only. And if I am going to put a query for the teacher, then what they are concentrating much, you see that career advancement only. But this, as possible as we have to avoid from our mindset. When you avoid it, then you have to make it as a passion. You have to make it as an interest. And then there could be possibility to achieve the quality. When you are doing by forcibly, that means for the sake of other person you are doing, that means quantity. You have to concentrate much on the qualitative aspect only. That is possible only by passion or by interest only. This is what we have to do. Next. Importance of writing skills. Publishing paper or thesis is a critical for researchers. You see, this is the word. When I am looking in the slide, publishing is very difficult. But when I am looking in the society, the publishing is very easy. Why here I have been kept this statement? When you want to publish your paper in ITT or Elsevier or Springer, I think that is very difficult to publish. But if you want to publish your paper in a local journal or in a local conferences, I think that could be very easy. So that could be whatever easy. But if I want to publish a paper in a reputed journals, means ITT or ACM or other kind of journals are there in the worldwide, there that would not be possible, easy to publish. So because of critical for researchers. Publishing is hard. You see that. Why it is hard? When I submit a paper to the IEEE people, what they concentrating, they are going to selecting only 20-25% of total papers only. So that's what I should do. I should be always try to put an idea in a better way only. I should be always in the 20% level only, top 20%. Then only there would be possibility to accept my paper. So that in that aspect, I should think, I should do better way. So this is what's a low acceptance rate. And competing with a good papers or thesis also, sir. When I am submitting the paper to the IIT, then what they will see back volumes of the papers. They will try to compare whether it is a quality better than that or not, or that at least it is equal to back volumes of the papers. If it could be more than that, or if it could be equal to that, then there could be possibility to review the paper. First, the third point is see that reviewers are potential competitors. You see that when you think about the reviewers of the IIT, they are very competitors. Then they could concentrate much more on each and every sentence only. When But you see that the local publisher, then what they could see just only abstract or the title simply by looking at they are going to accepting the paper, but the IEEE or some other conference journals, they could not accept it immediately. They could take the minimum 6 months of time for evaluating of your paper itself. You see that. If I could take that much of amount of time, then what can I do? I can easy to find what are the weaknesses are there, whether should I accept it or not. If I going to say, concentrate only 1 minute, then what should I do? I would not able to justify it also. Simply I could accept or reject local concept. This is what is happening in the world. So now this is because of these three parameters, publishing is hard in IEEE or ACM or any reputed journals. This is what happens. Next, there are different types of research papers. You see, one more comment I am giving here. Whatever the content we have, that content if we could submit to the journal or a conference, they can easily accept it also. Why? Your content might be belongs to any one of these category. Any one of these category. So that they have the right. They can justify it by themselves. So why people are thinking, why the people are accepting my paper is, they might be having in their mindset, my paper accepted, that means my paper is a qualitative paper. But you don't think it is a qualitative paper, it could be maybe belongs to any one of these category only. This is, you see that. What about this? So that they would able to accept it. Next, you see the compare and contrast paper. You see that if you can compare some ideas, then that also I can accept. That also one kind of creativity. So that comes under the category of this. And argumentative paper, you see that wherever the paper you have seen, that is what you are doing in a group discussion, similar kind of fashion, if you could make it some of the points and those points, if you could present it in a paper format, that also could be accepted. What about one kind of paper only? You see that. By teamwork, you have to highlight the weaknesses and you have to highlight the strengths also. Those things also you can make it as a one paper. That is under the comes this category. And analytical paper, you see that you try to compare one to another. This is what analytical paper. And the cause effect paper, this is. Reports also, you see the Sri Krishna report or project report, that also. And the subject based paper or thesis, you see that. Subject, that is what we will discuss later one by one in detail. Survey research and data analysis also, you see that. This is what Sri Krishna committee has done this part. Survey, research and data analysis. Finally, they have given us some information after gathering the information. This is comes under the category of this part. Okay, next. You see, the overview of Nimrod, you see that in the year of 9, so go back. Okay, so subject one second, I'll discuss. Subject based paper, you see that when I'm what about my son is studying in the 8th standard now, he is also working for this kind of paper. When the teacher is assigning some task, then he is working for that assignment. That assignment concept is nothing but it comes under the category of subject-based paper. Who is going to give the person? The teacher is going to assign the person, giving the person, but that person is trying to find the answer. That is what subject-based paper. But the research is what? But the thesis is what? The guide never gives the question that what we have to do as a student. I should try to find the problem and I should try to find the solution only. That is what research. When you are expecting something from the guide, everything, then you are not a researcher. You are the project BTech student or maybe just MTech student. Even MTech students also should not expect everything from the guide. They have to think, they have to go through the literature and they have to try to find what the things are happening in the world. And among them we have to pick one and start the process. This is what we need to do. So, okay. Next. So the Nimrod, we see that this is the standard format, sir. Still we are following the same kind of format. It was defined in the year of 1965. He is a management professor and statistician and introduced this kind of format. But this is not fixed, sir. This is only one kind of template. You see that. You can make it as his own way also. You can add or you can, what about model also. That you have a flexibility. But why should I follow this kind of format? For third party purpose only. They have to read easily, they have to understand my paper, what the things are there in that. For the sake of that, I should follow some standard only. Otherwise, they could not be able to understand. You see that when you go for the flowchart also, why should I follow the same kind of symbols? Instead of those symbols, I can use my own symbols also because of already those symbols have been circulated in the worldwide. So that any person in the world, they could easily identify what is what. For the sake of that, we should follow the similar kind of symbols. Otherwise, I can use my own symbols. If I could use my own symbols, I should write some comment on that side by side. Then the other person can easily to understand. This is what required. So that you have to follow this structure. It is a standard structured format for writing the text of original research. You see that a similar kind of structure you can apply even for textbook writing also. Not only for research paper, not only for the project report, not only for the thesis of MTech, not only for the dissertation, even you can use this kind of format for the textbook writing also. You see, once you have a capability for writing a paper, then there could be a lot of benefits also there, what I have given. So that is what. Generally accepted structure of scientific paper. This is the general structure, sir. One is the introduction, methods, results and discussion. These four components are very essential components. Apart from this, you can add few more components. You can add 3, 4, 5, 6 also as you wish. As per your convenience, as per your idea, you can add. But these are essential components when you are writing a paper or when you are writing a report thesis. So what is this? That introduction. Why did we start? So why did we start? If I could not provide information why I am going to write a paper, then how the reader can read your paper? We have to motivate them directly or indirectly. If I could not able to motivate them, they could not able to read the paper. Once they could not able to read my paper, how they get a reading of my paper? So this is what we have to do. We should try to motivate them. Reader, who? Readers. You see that you take newspapers, Hindu, Deccan Chronicle, the Times of India and other papers also there. I think most of the whatever, some kind of paper, maybe either Hindu or Times of India may be getting highest rating. Why? Means they are motivating the readers. So like we also try to motivate the readers at the same time, the reviewers also. This is what we should concentrate. So I have to focus much in whatever, why did you start, okay, in the introduction part. Methods, what did you do? And results, what did you find? The result is also what method you are going to use, and by that method what you are going to get. That result information also I should put it in interpretation manner. You see, results, what did you find? And the discussion, what does it all mean? You see that. Finally, after once if I get the result, that result also I should put it in an understandable manner. That understandable manner is called interpretation. Interpretation means I could able to understand in a graphical representation or a diagrammatical representation or table representation. The third party may not able to understand that kind of format. What we need to do, the most major community, what kind of format they are interested in that format I have to convert my result. This is what I have to do. Why should I convert it to their format? I should attract, I should motivate the readers. So for the sake of that, I should put the information in the form of whatever, some kind of representation. And discussion, you see that, what the discussion is. After getting the result, I should comment on that myself, on my paper also. Don't take it as negative. So when you do something, after that finally, you have to think about your result also. You comment, and on the basis of those comments, what you try to do, you try to put the future work. That those comments, you can make it as a future work. That is what there is a possibility for enhancement of your work. When there could not be possibility for enhancement of the work, then that is not a research. That is not a research. Somebody has to comment on my work. If they are going to comment on my work, that means what? They accepted my work. They have recognized my work. When they have recognized my work, then only they are commenting my work. So that I have to take it as a positive. That means you are going to get a rating in future, not now. When they will comment this, they can use your paper and then they can try to expand your work. Once they are expanding your work, that work they are trying to publish outside. That means your work indirectly getting for your work recognition. This is what we have to do. We have to accept all the comments. So that we have to adapt it to mind. Next. A template for good papers. You see, template for good papers means what I have given earlier. 4 components are essential. Apart from that, you need to add some more components. One is the title, authors, abstract, keywords, introduction, material, results, discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement, references, tables. You see, the title is also very important, sir. What about next slide, please? Go back. So title is what, sir, you see. When I am taking the title is also very important, sir. Most of the reviewers, most of the readers motivate by the title. What how to do in the title? You need to try to put in the title with 5 or 6 keywords excluding connectors. Then there could be possibility to identify what kind of content is available in the paper. By looking the title itself, I have to identify what the things are going to get in that paper. So for the purpose of that, you try to make a title with 5 or 7 keywords excluding connectors. You know connectors means off, on, like connectors might be there. Okay. And next authors also you see that try to put it maximum 3 or 4 better I think always in the paper. Okay. For book okay, no problem. Right? And abstract also what things you see that. Abstract also not more than 150 keywords. That I discussed what the things I have to put it in this component. And the keywords also, you see that when you are trying to finding the keywords means in the paper maybe you need to write all the keywords. All the keywords means on the basis of weightage of the keyword, which is going to play the key role in your idea. Which is going to play the key role in your idea. That you have to take it as a keyword. Okay, this is what you try to find. Introduction in the next slide. You see, process of writing a paper, you know the template. Okay, now I should start the writing of a paper once I have a template. So what you see that, my own experience. Generally, you have to adapt some kind of refinement process, that is what top-down refinement process. Even you have seen this kind of refinement process in the textbook or in the project report or everywhere, you see that contents, headings, whatever, one, the introduction chapter is chapter 1, next literature chapter 2, like I think you might be seeing in that chapter again, subcomponents might be there or headings, subheadings might be there. Those are nothing but you see that here. A 2 to 3 level outline adjust many times you see that. Better to use the 2 to 3 level outline. 2 to 3 level outline is for the paper. For textbook 2 to 4 also acceptable. Or if it is whatever Mahabharata or something books, if you are going to write it 2 to 5 levels also acceptable. It depends upon the title. Okay, so 2 to 3 level means what's the introduction chapter 1. In that chapter again, one more subheading, and in that subheading, one more subheading. That is what 2 to 3 level structure. If you are going to take one more subheading, that is 2 to 4 level structure. Even you see the textbook also might be following this kind of format only. 2 to 3 level outline. Adjust many times. As possible as we have to adjust it up to the 2 to 3. Could be better always for the research paper. And start an introduction, previous word. How do I start? What you see that you have to start the writing of introduction part and then previous work what the things are. And last what you need to do summary and abstract title you see that. The most of the authors are maybe guides might be suggesting you write abstract first. My suggestion is what you start with summary. Then easy to write the abstract. That means you know already everything. When you know everything, then easy to write the abstract. Okay? So this is what we need to follow the sequence. And after writing the whatever abstract, then again we have to rethink the title. At the initial stage, I might be decided one title. After completion of my work, I can go for the whatever modification of my title also. You see that even Cinefield also there. After completing of their shooting, then they are going for again rethinking of their title. For what purpose? As per that information they are trying to invent. So that is what we follow the sequence. Next. You see, abstract. What the information I have to provide in abstract? So you know that title, authors, keywords, next, what is abstract? In the abstract, what information I have to provide? This is very important. Most of the people, what they are doing, simply that taking the information 1.5 page or 2.5 page or 3 pages. That is not good. You try to do. You have to focus. You see. Summary of your work and a contribution, sir. Summary of your work and a contribution. That is what you see that. Here style. What is the problem? You have to express your problem. The problem is very important. Suppose let us take one example. String matching is there. What should I do? I have to express my problem. That is what? String matching. What is the definition of string? That to find all occurrences of the pattern in a text. That is what problem. Like you have to express. Next, what is your solution? How you are going to solve your problem? That solution part also you have to express it. And results, what you are going to get? when I am going to get some result, whether that is better than existing or not, that is what I have to compare. These three components are very, very important in the abstract part. First one is problem, what is the problem, and the second one is what method you are going to use for getting a solution. Once you get a solution, that solution is better than existing or not, this is what you have to try to compare. Then only the other person can accept it. Otherwise, your work may not be innovative, your work may not be creative, your work may not be new. How we decide my work is new? By comparing with the existing work only, my result is better than the existing result. Then the third party can accept your work is new, as a new. Otherwise, they could not accept it. So, for the sake of acceptance by the third party, we should do it. Next. So, you know that now? What the information I have to put it in abstract? One is a problem statement, second one is solution method, and third one is result. These three. By each component, if you take it 3 lines, then how many lines are there? Only 9 lines. So that means what? Not more than 150 keywords. When the people are writing the abstract, and what they are doing? They are putting in 2 pages or 3 pages also. That is not good, sir. You try to focus on the 3 components only. These are the very important. Right. You see, introduction part. I have to motivate the reader. How they motivate the reader? The introduction part is very, very important motivating the reader. You see, background, outline of your paper or thesis is given. Here what I need to do, the existing work, when I am going to concentrating on X problem, I have been decided my problem is X. With the help of X problem, I am going to find the result. How they decide the X is the best one. You see, first I should go through the previous work. Previous work means A technique, B technique, or B study. A, B, C and so on, n number of techniques are available in the worldwide. At least I have to pick 5 to 10 techniques and I have to study all those techniques. After understanding of each and every technique, I should try to find the weaknesses of each and every technique. All those weaknesses I have to note it out, and then I should try to find which are the possible, which are not possible for solving. That how they identify which are possible, which are not possible. I should try to think. I should try to apply the feasibility study now here. I think you might be studying the software engineering feasibility study. What is the purpose of that feasibility study? It is for identification of whether could I able to solve my problem or not with the limited available resources. That is what feasibility study. I should rethink about my resources. Where I am working, all these kinds of resources are available or not. If I have those resources, then I could able to solve. Then you can start the process. Otherwise, you have to pick alternative weakness. This is what we have to do. Okay. So let us here. Previous work A and B, how we studied. Here I have taken only 2 techniques, but you need to study as a researcher minimum 10 to 15 techniques. You have to study. And A, B have certain weaknesses, but weaknesses also I should try to find carefully. Simply, I could not say this is weakness. By experimental result, I should try to find the. So that means what? I should try to implement existing work also. When could I able to find the weakness? If I could able to implement, if I get some result for the existing, then I could able to analyze it. Otherwise, I could not able to get. If I want to find your weaknesses, how they find the weaknesses? You tell me. I have to take the previous data only. On the basis of previous data, on the basis of your previous experience, then these are the mistakes you have done. So those mistakes you could able to correct it if you could do like this. That is what problem. So this is what we need to try to find. Okay. So then certain weaknesses. We propose a D, future of D, we see that. Now after identifying the certain weaknesses, then I am going to proposing one method. That is what's a D method, we see that. D method, how much you see that? Experiment with the D. Already I have done it. Then the experiment with A, B and so on. Now I am going to proposing one method. That is what method? D method. After proposing that method, by using that method, I should find the result again. Okay, after finding the result, you see that, then what I need to do? Compare what I am going to get the result with D. That result I should compare how I have been identified the weaknesses, where I have been identified the weaknesses, those techniques I have to compare A, B. Okay.